In this tight-knit business community in Nonantum's Lake area, a different kind of store opened for business last week. Next to a liquor store and across the street from an Irish pub and hardware shop, Watertown resident Bruce Roche opened a high-end fly fishing business. An avid fly fisher himself, Roche has stocked his store with locally produced items, including bamboo rods and flies that he has made himself.
My name is Bruce Roche and I'm the owner of Mayfly & Company. It's a high-end fly shop offering high-end reels and rods. We do have entry-level stuff. The reason we got into this is because I saw a need in this area for it. And some of the people that I talked to at my TU chapter, etc., were, they said if you open up in the Newton area, you're going to do very well. So I saw a need for it, that's why. The hours here are 10 to 6, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, 10 to 8 on Thursday, and 10 to 6 on Saturday, so I hope you come and see us. Take a size 10 dry fly hook, and put it in the vise. And the fly we are going to tie is called a peacock crystal caddis, and the reason that is because we're using peacock green dubbing. And crystal comes from a material called crystal flash, which is a synthetic mylar material that looks like pearl crystal flash. So there it is. The next part of the fly is going to be what's called the palmer hackle, and this palmer hackle is going to get wound through the fly's body to resemble legs and to help keep the fly afloat. And then we will have his main hackle. Okay. His wing is going to be made with snowshoe rabbit foot pad fur because of its buoyancy. The fly won't flop over in the water. So the way we start this is to start about 2 hook eyes back on the hook and wind your thread all the way back to the hook bend, about even with the barb. So it hangs like that. Clip it off. Okay. Next thing we want to do is take the dubbing wax and dot it onto the thread. This helps protects the thread and also helps the dubbing, which is this stuff, made from rabbit fur and crystal flash and some synthetic material. I'm not sure what it is. Make a thin body. It's easier to add more if you don't have enough than to take it off. You make a big mess. And wind it forward on the hook shaft to get it started, and then stop. And what we're going to do at this point is pick a feather by bending it to make sure that it is just slightly larger than the space in the hook gap here, okay, between the shank and the hook bend. And that's how you check that. Strip the fluffy, useless feathers off the bottom. Clip the stem. Okay, you hold him 90 degrees, and what you're going to do is wrap that right in. And that is also completing your body. Okay. What you do is palm it right through. You can use hackle pliers for this, but I'm not. Okay, now what you want to do, switch hands, bring your thread back to where it stopped, tie it off, and clip the feather. Alright, the next thing we're going to add is the crystal flash. What you do is take a very small amount, you don't need a lot. Because what this does is makes it more attractive to the fish. It catches the fish's eye, basically. Okay, what you're going to do is take that. You're going to lay that over the section that you just tied off. Roll it up. Roll it back. Stop right there. Draw your crystal flash out so it's approximately the hook bend and snip it. And that's it for that. Next thing we're going to do is take a small clump of snowshoe rabbit foot fur. This is excellent for this because it floats like balsa wood. Take the fluff out. You don't need that part. And what we're going to do is clip it on a small angle so that it'll sit flatter on the hook. Take a minute to roll it back up onto the top and finish tying it in. Okay, so there we are so far. Now what we're going to do is wrap on the front hackle, and it's basically the same principle as the Palmer hackle. You want something that's a little bit deeper than the hook bend. Strip off the stuff you're not going to use and clip it like we did before. Tie it in gently because you don't want the hair to start standing up on the hook. Okay, good. Right. Now we're going to use our hackle pliers. These are English style hackle pliers. They're inexpensive. They work really great. There's 5 or 6 different styles here at the shop. And then what we're going to do is roll the hackle onto the hook. Just before we finish up, we don't want to get too close to the hook eye because we do have to tie his head. Once again, and what you want to do is work forward of the hackle fibers because you don't want to trap them underneath the thread. Okay, snug that a little bit. And what you do is hold it back like this, snip it. And what we're going to do is hold the hackle back out of the way so you don't trap it underneath. Build a nice head. For caddisflies, you don't want it too big and bulky, but you do want it nice. And then what we're going to do is take our whip finisher. And we're going to put 2 or 3 small half hitches in there. Trim off the stragglers. Now we're going to add the head cement. There's 2 kinds. We have deep penetrating, which is thin, and then we have glossy, thick head cement for streamer flies. Because it's nice and shiny. It's basically a lacquer with some kind of adhesive in it. And you just put a little drop of that on there. Close this up. Don't let the kids around this stuff, it stinks. Okay. And then this is called preening. What you do is you preen the hackle so it's even all the way around. And there you have it. Crystal peacock caddis.